Hi, everyone. Thank you for all of your comments. First and foremost, I did not know how moving they would be and how much I actually needed them, so thank you. You show up for each other, and you absolutely showed up for me. And the baby's back. She was taking a little snoozy nap, and I think she heard me shuffling and came running in. Hey, little baby. Oh, look. Okay. All right, now vibe. What is the vibe for Wednesday for the collective? I immediately went to this. Immediately. I love this mug so much. And I think I say that. And then I say that about all. I always say that. But I do. And what I heard when I asked, well, why this one? From Spirit, I always ask, what is the vibe? What is the message? And I like this to reflect it, because when you consume a liquid, it's almost like you're infusing it with the energy of what you see and your intention. So that's sort of my connection with the motivational and inspirational mugs. So, oh baby. What I heard was that it's time for levity. So it's time that we take a deep breath. It's okay to laugh. It's okay even if you are in the middle of some really heavy, serious issues. People, oh, thank you. Okay, so here's what I'm being shown. You know, when people are they may be in the most dire situation possible, and they just start this eruption of laughter that they can't seem to control. That is a response to the stress, and it can actually be a normal response depending on the individual. Not everybody will do it, but some people will. And it doesn't mean that they're being cruel or they're finding humor in it, but it's sort of that intensity of emotion erupts out of them in that way. And what I'm hearing is it's okay. It is okay to, and even if you do find the humor or find something light in the middle of the heaviness, that's okay. And so we need to find our levity, and that is the word, and that is the vibe. Okay, so I decided to pull some cards ahead of time after shuffling from the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle, since it is also by the same lady that does the Healing Waters Oracle, and I've been using that. So let's look at the Work Your Light Oracle, and it came up like in 3 different sections. I was expecting like one card to set the tone or kind of support the vibe that I was getting, and or send us in a whole new direction, whatever. But it's like it came out in 3 separate pieces. And the first one is a standalone, and it's fill up your well. Retreat, rest, and refuel. Okay? So if you need to do so, please do so. If you need to pull back and say, I just can't do the holiday. I just need to isolate, shelter in place, take care of myself. You all have a good time. Whatever you want to do is on you and up to you. I need to recharge. And it's one of the few times where most places are closed in this country. Most people have the day off work in this country, not all. But it's if you have that option and you need to refuel, instead of wearing yourself even thinner, I hope you honor that and take care of yourself. Now, the second set, I thought this was really interesting. I know someone who has, well, first of all, she makes really cool items, and that always have motivational and funny sayings on them, and things like that. And she gave me one, and it's just this gorgeous little pouch. And anyway, she wrote in the comments that she was pulling cards about protection and transformation. And I thought, because I shuffled these quite a bit. And look what popped out. Transformation. All right, thank you, baby. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. If you've been extra tired, extra worn out, feeling the need to consume certain things, or maybe even just eat more in general, healing at a cellular level requires a lot of physical energy. So don't beat yourself up. It just means there really may be something going on. And it kind of confirms what was in that message. So transformation, things are healing at a cellular level. That's fan-freaking-tastic news. Okay, and then we have protection. Call back, and it actually says this on the card. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And I prefer to call it an energy retrieval. So it might be time, and this is a general reading, you all please understand that, but it might be time as a group, as a collective, if we start calling our energy back. Okay? So, interesting. And we are protected, because this is the card of protection, and we are protected as we do so. Now, the third set of cards that came out, and there are 3 in this one, so it was 1, 2, and then 3, which I found interesting as well. This one, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Mintaken, I think that's how you say it. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. And it looks like that's either a mermaid or a silky or something. So if you feel out of place, you feel a little lost, or you feel homesick. I felt this way. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many, the first half of my life, I felt homesick, but there was no home to go to. I never understood that. I just knew I felt homesick, and I could, but there was no place in my head I could see, and there was nowhere I could go. So that's when the quest started for me to find my own place and set my own roots so that I would have a home base no matter where I am. Because I didn't know where home was. And I didn't know what I was homesick for. I just knew I felt homesick. So this makes sense. So I do feel like it is the knowledge of our real home on the other side, but we have to finish this incarnation. We owe it to ourselves and others to do that. And so it also says the original light workers. And all the little stars at the top, I feel like some of them might be shooting stars, because I think some of them are going to be shooting stars. And so, the reason why I'm getting that is because when we call out and reach for help, it will come to us. Now, the last reading, remember the 2 pink dolphins? Well, how to do? Look at this. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And what do you know? And actually, that one had 2 additionals. These were on the top of the last card, but then there were the 2 dolphins in the physical. So there are the spiritual and then the physical. So again, we have 2 dolphins. So I think that is a very positive sign for, and if this is not a romantic partnership, if this is not a romantic connection for you, and if it's not you getting in touch with and becoming your own best ally and mending your own heart, then, hello, okay, well, all right, hang on, it flew across and under the table. I didn't show you things I didn't need to show you. It could be your soul, because this is soul family. So you are finding your like-minded people in your soul group, okay? So, yeah, call in your tribe. So that's very uplifting. And then the last one in this last group is play. And that was also the message from the last reading with the 2 pink dolphins. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And that goes back to that levity word, okay? If you need to crack a joke, if you think something is funny, it's okay to laugh about it. It's okay to laugh at it. It's okay to laugh with it. It is okay. Just like it's okay to cry if you need to cry, it's okay to laugh if you need to laugh. Okay? Just make sure people know you're not laughing at them. Okay? Mm. So, okay, let's try these big jumbo cards. Let's see what is going on with the vibe and the energy for Wednesday. And we know, I think that whole first section of cards, the Magician on the bottom, we're about to weave some magic, you all. So this is the, okay, feel free to laugh at my lack of coordination today. Ancestral Path Tarot, okay? This is, isn't the back of that box just the coolest thing? So this is a massive deck, but I think the first ones with the Rebecca Campbell deck, those were absolutely cards that were meant to confirm. I don't know what these are because I'm not seeing them, and this is the way I have to shuffle this deck because it's so big. This one feels like a standalone. No, this one I need to, what is this one? This is Princess of Swords. There's an individual message. It's not related to anything else in this reading, and that's why it felt so odd. There is someone, I think this is going to be a very specific and very literal kind of card. If you have any, if you know anyone who is a young female who is Asian, check on her. I know that's bizarre, and that's when I ask why am I having so many issues with this. It's like because it's not part of this reading, but it is a very literal message. If you have a young female who is Asian or of Asian descent, like visibly, discernibly, check on her. All right, and that was the Princess of Swords. Here's the Prince of Swords on the top. And again, I got the same message about it's not part of this. What is the message? If you know someone that fits the visual or the background that I'm talking about, she may be having problems with a male or a boyfriend, so check on her. And you might want to just show up. Something is not quite right here. And so even if she says everything is all right, if you can't get to the person, you might want to do a FaceTime or get a visual on her and see who else is with her. Okay? This is someone who's easily manipulated and led. Huh. However, she is going to end up being stronger than you think because it's almost like she's got to walk through fire, and then once her feet get burned and blistered enough, you know, symbolically, metaphorically, then all of a sudden she will find her strength, she'll find her internal fire, and then she will say, no, that's it, I'm done with all this silliness and the chaos of it, and then she may make her way back home. Okay? But she might have to go through some stuff first, but she needs to know it's okay to come home, and it needs to be through like a visual FaceTime, talking face to face, okay? Not, or through but not like on the phone talking or texting, but that she can see your mouth moving and you see her, and you can put eyes on what's going on around her, okay? That's important, and you can do that through the phone. If she is not wherever you are living, I feel like this is a parent I'm talking to. You may not you may not be able to get to where she is, but you may need to. I wouldn't send her money, but I would buy the ticket and say there's a ticket at the counter in your name, go get it. Okay. All right. And yeah. And then we have, let me cover this up. She just sort of all kinds of naked on here. This is the star card. And so what that tells me in relation to that particular very specific reading, it's going to be okay. And I have a feeling you're going to get your wish and that child will move back home. She will move back home, but don't micromanage or be so domineering, because then she'll want to leave again. But then again, she needs a safe place to land while she figures out what to do with her life, because she's got to figure out what to do with her life. Okay, come on now. She's got a little bit of a prima donna going on, a little bit of princess energy going on. And it was the Princess of Swords. Yeah, she's got a little princess going on. You might want to you kind of curb that. Okay, you're not doing her any favors, but she does need to know she has a safe place to land when she gets home. Okay, you all can talk about that after she gets home. All right, now, and she does tend to attract the wrong kind of partner. All right, so I have no idea what the rest of these cards look like. I'm still using the Ancestral Path cards, those big jumbo ones. That was reading 1 from that. Okay, reading 2 from that deck. So this is totally unrelated. All right, we have the Prince of Staves. So that's the Prince of Wands. Whoop. Then we have the Sun card. Yay, best card. And then we had, and with that other reading, we had the Star card. So it was still a wish that was granted. So wish upon a star. So I think all of this is going to have good outcomes, I hope. All right, so the Prince of Wands, the Sun, the King of Swords. That's a very smart individual. 9 of Swords. Something is wrapping up and coming to a conclusion. And the Moon. Interesting that you would have the Sun and the Moon. And the Sun would come before the Moon. So there's something... Someone is coming up with an idea. Okay? I feel like the person is not the prince, but this King of Swords. And this is someone who is probably a little bit older, incredibly smart, has what he or she perceives as this brilliant, fiery idea, fiery as the sun, and it's going to work because whatever they do is going to work. Okay. There's a little bit of arrogance rolled up in this, as you can tell by the feeling I'm getting from it all, too. So there's a little bit of arrogance there. But here's the other part of it. And I don't know if this king understands this, because this is a king, male or female, but doesn't matter. But this is someone who, when they put a plan into place, they just know it's going to work because they put it into place. Well, you know, in this instance, it's going to come full circle to a conclusion, and there is something that is still yet to be discovered. Mother, Father, God, Archangels, Ascended Masters, help me out here. They're so sure this plan is going to work. But for this King of Swords, this 9 of Swords and the Moon, is that for the King of Swords, or is that about the plan not working out? And I'm hearing the latter. Okay. So even though this person thinks they've got this foolproof plan that can't go wrong, there's something there. Okay, what I just heard was they haven't done their research. I've always heard that when a lawyer, a trial lawyer, when they go into a courtroom, they don't ask a question unless they're as close to 100% positive as they can be which you're never 100%, but they want to be as positive as possible of what that answer's going to be. They're going to try to move, shift, orchestrate, or state the question in such a way or redirect the answer to get the one that they are looking for and in the way they're looking for it. But I had a lawyer one time that I knew years and years ago who was a friend of mine tell me that you never go into court and ask a question that you don't know the answer to. Okay? So, this person didn't do their research. That's what I heard when I, started on that big ramble about, asking questions. Because that means whomever is asking the question, they know what the answer is going to be because they've been doing their research. Well, what I heard was this King of Swords did not do the research. That King of Swords hasn't really thought about it because they're so sure they're always going to be right and win, they don't stop to think, maybe there's something else going on that I don't know about. And this is where they end up. They ask the question, and they don't get the answer they anticipated. Instead, they get all in their head because they get a big surprise. And it comes full circle to a closure. All right, so what about on the other end of that? Because I don't feel like that's for the collective. I feel like that's someone you know. So what is it? No, the Lenormand. Okay, so we're going to do the old style Lenormand. I haven't used this deck in a while. So what is it that King of Swords... Let's stay with the King of Swords. What does that King of Swords need to understand? And then we'll move into the other side of it. So what is going on? One more? Okay. So what is going on with that King of Swords? What ends up being the case with that King of Swords? What do we need to know about what is the motivation of the King of Swords? That's it. Because I kept thinking I'm not asking the right thing. What is the motivation of the King of Swords? That person is so convinced that they will be right. All right, I need to use the bigger one. This is the Lenormand, however you say it. And so we'll use that one for the other side of whomever this is about. But for the King of... Yeah, this feels better. This feels right. For the King of Swords, what is the King of Swords' motivation? What is the King of Swords' motivation? What is the motivation of the King of Swords in this? All right, that's not... Things aren't jumping. What's the motivation of the King of Swords? Look at the bottom. Not enough. There's a sense of not giving enough, not asking enough, something about always a sense of lack. And look what we've got. Oh my gosh. We have an ending. A coffin represents an ending in this deck. And yet the moon again. Now in this deck, the moon is a little bit more positive because it helps to illuminate what we don't see, but it's still the same two cards. On the heels of, it just doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like there's enough happening. The intention, hearth and home. This person wants to go home. This person wants a female. This person is willing to travel, to relocate. They're looking for loyalty. But this makes me wonder, how much are they willing to give? Finally, they're willing to give more. And they're sort of beating themselves up because they know they didn't lock it down when they should have. So this King of Swords is going to come in and make an offer. But it just feels like there are still storm clouds brewing. That King of Swords still feels like they have the sun coming and stability. But yet when it comes right down to it, even though they talk a good game about home and hearth and doing better and having more and stepping in, they still don't really want to do it. At the last minute, you have yours, they'll have theirs. Okay, so what that tells me is this person hasn't really changed. Now, let's take a look at the other side of this. Now, that's not a very happy message, and it may be good for a little while. And if you're okay with that level of interaction, then it could probably work. But I think that person's going to go through waves of, you're the best thing ever, but they don't really mean what they say. And then, oh, but I don't want to lose you. You're the best thing ever, but they really don't mean that. It's kind of that push and pull, the give and, it's not a give and take. It's like I love you, I hate you kind of mentality. And you need someone who's going to want you all the time, not just on their terms. Okay. So I think that's what's going on with that knight. And I think that's why the King of Swords, I think that's why in both decks, the king got an ending and the moon. Because they think just because they pose a question, they'll automatically get what they want without doing their research. And what they don't realize is what they're going to get. There's still some things hidden from them, and they're going to get a big fat ending. Okay. All right, so let's look at the other side of that. What is the other side of that reading? Oh, we had a flipper here. Oh, we've got two. What is the other side of that? Well, look at this. All right, so the person who is on the other end of this, King of Swords. And this could be any number of things, because I'm asking Spirit, does this have to be personal? It could be work. It could be if someone is selling a home or trying to buy a home or working through probate with a will. And I think that could be it too. I think it could be something about family and a will or a home, some kind of business transaction kind of thing. I think it could be that too. So superimpose this basic reading on top of that, one of those situations, either an inheritance and probate, and I think there's a house involved, or it could be a personal relationship, or it could be just a business dealing, okay? And the court thing was coming up really heavily. So the person on the receiving end of it, there is commitment, but there are also clouds of uncertainty. Now, these are not like the big, dark, thunderous clouds, but even with this commitment, it's sort of like a little uncertainty and a little fear. Now, okay, mountains. So there will be some hurdles to climb. There will be a few hurdles to climb. Give me more information, please. There will be finality. There will be a conclusion, and I think that's the Ring card. It will come full circle. It will cause some anxiety, There will be a few hurdles, but it will end quickly. There will be a quick, fast, sharp end to this situation. What will be the outcome for the person in the collective that this affects? Man. Okay, so there's going to be a man involved, or you're going to step into your more assertive energy. Which one? What is that? What is that about? Or it's going to end sharply. Aha. Okay. So a devious man is... Okay, this is what it is. So if there is a devious man at play in this, it will end quickly. Okay. Watch out for that. Watch out for a snake oil salesman who you will, when you hear what's going on, you'll know, and you'll want to walk away. But you will end up in this garden. This is a very positive garden card. One pavilion, single. It's not like distance in between. This is, and I feel like that this is whomever is impacted by all of this. The dark clouds drift away. The disingenuous, whomever this is coming after, inheritance, home, whatever, that's going to stop, and you are going to end up... I feel like it's going to be a celebration at the end. I feel like there's going to be a celebration. Yes. And there's going to be a celebration because you are satisfied in your heart and you are divinely protected. You are divinely protected and all will be well. There will be prosperity and abundance. The days of lack are going to be over. You are going to stand in your authority and... Wow. And I feel like if you are not the child of someone in this situation, then you are going to have, what I'm hearing is you're going to have the exuberance and the renewed vigor of a child. You are going to have a bounty of health, wellness, and gifts that you weren't expecting, mainly health and wellness. That's what I'm hearing. And again, the Sun card, it ends with the Sun card, but for you, not the man who is the disingenuous snake oil salesman. All right. I do feel like, as I was reading it from the perspective of the King of Swords, it almost felt more personal. But then when I started reading it from the perspective of the other side, or the member of the community that relates to, and this is a general reading, so if it's yours, great. And if it isn't, that's okay too. Just, if there are elements that you resonate with, great. But when I started reading from the other side of it, instead of it feeling like a romantic relationship, it felt more like family, business, probate, something dealing with money, or and I do feel like freedom is the outcome. So you will have freedom and peace and relief. Okay. This turned out to be kind of a long reading. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the channel. If you would, please check your subscription. If any of this resonates and you haven't subscribed, please consider it. It does help the channel. But if that's not your thing, then that's okay too. And I am sending love to all of you. And I am sending you so much gratitude. Thank you so much. So I'm going to leave it there. All right. And we will talk soon. Bye-bye.